Disclaimer for YouTube, Jim does have Tourette's, so please excuse any bad language or obscene behaviour. Croeso.
Welcome back.
I'm Lou.
And I'm Jim. We are Fields and Flocks. And before we show you what's coming up in today's episode, somebody asked me what Croeso meant, and it means welcome in Welsh. So now let's have a look at what's coming up in today's episode. Bit of a disaster, really.
I've just come to assess the damage of the
Are there any other techniques? We've tried weeing, we've tried this, we've tried that. These are hurting a bit more.
beautiful snowy montage.
The moment we've been waiting for.
We wanted to talk to you about some channel changes.
Give it a go.
A right good episode, if I do say so myself, this week. Got lots going on, and it was so unexpected. As you'd have seen from the title of the thumbnail, the beauty and destruction. We'll get into the beauty later. We managed to do a beautiful snowy montage of the place here, which is really lovely. And but first, let's talk about the destruction. Lou.
Well, it was funny because we came out, it was that initial, you wake up, it looks beautiful. Lydia thought it was Christmas, didn't she? And it was like, she's like, it's Christmas! But we come out with the kids all to have fun, and then you start sort of looking around, don't you? And as we were looking around, you start seeing...
The snow has wrecked so many of our fruit cages. Bit of a disaster, really. Oh,
like
that's
the fruit cage is a bit bent, and then like my dad's guttering had just bent and all fallen down.
Yeah.
The hedges and
the hedges have come down.
And
well, you've gone into a bit more detail in the clip, so we'll roll that and have a look in detail.
I've just come to assess the damage of the fruit cage. Now all the snow is gone, we can get a proper look at what's happened. It's buggered, really. I would say it's. The previous person who built this, they built it with aluminium poles, and we replaced a few that weren't looking great last year, I think it was, with stainless steel ones, and you can see immediately how all the aluminium ones have completely bent and give way, whereas the stainless steel ones have all held up well. So unfortunately, I hoped we could salvage a bit more of it, but it's going to be a complete rebuild, more or less. Yeah, some of them have bent like well over 90 degrees. Another thing that's unfortunately cropped up because of the snow is our hedges. I'll show you some B-roll, but the hedges behind me, we've got them along the border on the road, several around the property, and it's all the same type of plant actually, which says something in itself, but they've all completely collapsed. Now, whilst a lot of the plants like the bay tree and the bigger shrubs, I sort of looked at them with the snow on and thought, oh my gosh, they're all collapsed. But actually, once the snow lifted, they came back and they bounced back really quickly. However, this one particular type of hedge, it hasn't, unfortunately, and it's kind of, some of them I just cut ready for winter, so I've just trimmed them all. They were looking really nice, and now yeah, because they're leaning, I'm going to have to, it's going to be a big job, a really big job, to actually get them looking tidy again, because I'm going to have to cut so much off, and I'd already done that on a few. But then because you cut, I've cut a lot back, you show all the dead bit underneath, or that's got to regrow, lots of new growth. So I'm going to have to, they're all going to look really bare, I think now. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I did look up at one point what type of hedging it was, but it's obviously not very good. It does collapse easy, and this kind of proves it. But on the other hand of that, having to replace it with something is just a huge, huge task because we have so much of it. So I don't know whether it's just going to be a case of try and cut them down shorter. I don't know. I really don't know, but it's unfortunate. It's obviously, it just obviously can't withstand the weight. They've all fallen, and we've got so much of it. It's really one of those things that it's created a really big task, not in money, but just in time, which you just never have enough time in the day, do you? Really?
Couldn't believe it though, that we ain't had snow like that, or I don't really remember snow like that ever before. I remember pictures of a really snowy time in Essex when we were young.
We were really young, I think, last time it snowed that much, and we just weren't. I think they forecast rain, didn't they, initially?
Yeah.
And then it ended up snowing, so it was kind of like you wake up and overnight it was a good 6 inches deep, wasn't it? I think at least.
Yeah.
But
as you saw there, the fruitcage didn't make it, and yeah.
We always knew it would need doing, but it just makes you do it sooner, unfortunately. But
it's just adding to more jobs on the list of
smallholding life.
Yeah.
The Musings of Jim.
No, you're so faxy, you can't even get up me anymore. You need to lose some weight.
So next up, we've got the Musings of Jim. This wasn't gonna be in this episode, but stuff happened, and I picked up the camera and recorded. So I just want to apologise that there are more tics here than normal, and
you don't need to apologise, do you? Really?
But no, you know, but the thing at the end really It's a really early Musings of Jim. You fucking prat today. Yes, you fucking cunt. Excuse me if I'm a bit ticky. Yes. I've only had one medicine, but I wanted to do it. You fucking prat. If I can't do it, maybe I'll have to do another one in a bit. But if I can, yes, I'll try and get it all out. And I'm going to try and do a really quick, non-rambling Musings of Jim. Boom. Mr. Fox has found a way to jump the electric fence. I know this because he keeps taking me birds. I've now lost... It started just the day before the snow came. Basically, I found 2 of my turkeys dead. And they weren't the Christmas turkeys, so they weren't the ones down the bottom. They were the ones up in this top pen. Now, I've done a look around the perimeter. You saw me earlier clean it all when the snow came. So, I've been... The fence is on and powerful, like, yes, if I touch it, I'll go into like, I'll go into like a bad tick. And so it's definitely on. I've gone right down the other side. But we lost the 2 turkeys. The next day I lost the chicken. There was no trace of him anymore. The day after I've lost guinea fowl. Boom! Now, foxes will normally kill everything that they can get their hands on. I think here, with the way our pens are designed, there's always somewhere for the chickens to hide out the way. So I think that does minimise the losses, because there's definitely a fox. There's nothing else that's going to... I keep seeing it down on the nature cam. I keep checking. I've not seen a bird in its mouth yet, but there's a big old fox that keeps coming up and around. Really difficult. It takes the total of... Yes, you cheeky cunt! You fox bastard! You fox bastard! You fox bastard! Yeah. It's really difficult. It takes the... You fucking cunt! It takes the problem and makes it really bad, because for the whole season now we've got terrible losses. So I think we're up to 26 birds with the one this morning. I thought I'd locked them all away last night. You know, I'm trying to lock them away early. It's taken us a bit more time to catch them all. And he must have come earlier. I don't know, because I found the carcass in there this morning. Yesterday I found a wing in there. But something's taking all my birds, and it's really disheartening. And I'm hoping he doesn't get the meat turkeys before Christmas, and it's even making me think, do I need to process these chickens quicker? Chickens, turkeys, yes, get it right, you fucking cunt, yes! But yeah, there's a lot of emotion here this morning, a lot of stress, and we've talked about getting a livestock guardian dog, and I still think that that is going to be an option we have to seriously consider, but that isn't without its cons. You know, there's going to be more poo to pick up, there's going to be more mouths to feed. It's an expensive option, but is it worth more our time and all our animals' lives? If we're going to have little lambs down here, it's a big fox. If it can take a big full-grown male turkey, Tommy it's took, you know Tommy, he's a huge turkey, a 2-year-old male stag. and the fox no problem taking him. He's going to have no problem taking a lamb, and so you want to work with nature. You don't want to work against nature. You don't want to be like calling a hunter to come and take out the fox. Oh, we certainly don't. So we think that a guardian dog is a nice natural way to help. Not sure how the neighbours will love it because they do bark a lot, but we do have a lot of dogs around here. You do hear barking a lot, so I'm not sure if that's worth considering. Probably is. Yeah, I'm really in. Yes, you fucking predator, you selfish cunt. Not going to consider the neighbours, you can't believe. So I'm really in this place at the moment where there's a lot of stress involved in the animals, and like I said, I'm normally way more medicated than this when I do the videos. Yes, so I apologise for being more ticky, but I did want to get it out while it was fresh on my mind, because I've just gone down there, seen another dead chicken, or the remains of a chicken, and yeah, got me thinking again. Do we get this dog? Are there any other techniques? We've tried weeing, we've tried this, we've tried that, and right, I'm going to end the Musings of Jim, which, I don't think it's been my best, but I've just filmed it. I'm going to slide it into this week's episode. It weren't due to go in, boom. But I've got a beautiful sunrise coming up, so let's flip the camera around. Yes. Let's watch this sunrise. Boom, fuck off, you cunts. Yes.
So in the flower garden this week, I have been getting the dahlias prepped ready for winter. So this is the home for my dahlias until the winter is over and I can bring them out again. So as you can see, I've got them in crates with gaps at the side. I've literally just laid about an inch of sawdust at the bottom, placed the dahlias in, doing my best to make sure they don't touch, and then covered them back up with more sawdust. Apologies though, because I didn't actually film me putting these in. I totally forgot. So yeah, there is what they look like afterwards. There's not much to it really. The only thing I did do, which I read, is that because the wood chip-ins, they're what we buy for the animals, and they felt really quite dry. So I got one of those really fine, the super fine mist sprayers. And I just did about 5 sprays on the top of each basket, just to give it, you're not making it wet by any means, it's just to give it that little bit of dampness. Because I can always spray more. You know, if I spray too much, they can start to go mouldy and rot. So I've done that for now. I'll check in a week's time, and I think I just need to regularly check them once a month, just to pick out any mouldy bits, any signs of rot. I can take them out and hopefully be left with what ones will go into next season. But it's a bit of an experiment because I've not done anything like this before, and it's like the peppers. I'm really hoping it works, because if it does, it will be amazing, because they've grown so well this year. Some of them have got really big, as you saw in the last episode. And we've also been putting a grow light on the seedlings for some flowers for next year, because they've been struggling along. So we'll show you how we got on. So the seedlings I have been growing over the winter for cut flowers. The silver greenhouse I'm in at the minute, they're doing really, really well. They're growing nicely and seem really quite happy. I did, however, sow a second wave of snapdragons. Now, I was late putting them out, as per usual. But they're not dying, but they don't seem to be doing well. I think they need a little bit of something to help bring them on. So I'll take you over to the greenhouse where they are. And Jim's going to set up a light and try and just give them a little bit of a head start.
As Lou said there, they're not looking happy. I'll just show them you now. The problem is seeds are expensive, and with us only ever doing it for a hobby before, that doesn't matter. You know, losses don't hurt. These are hurting a bit more, and it was our own fault. We've got them in late. You know, we're going to learn for next year, definitely. But what we're going to do as a result, I've been looking into it. This has arrived. It's a grow light. You need to couple it with one of these, and what this does is you can set the time. So it's got a 24-hour clock on there. You basically just manually set the time and you choose when you want it to be active. And when it's active, the light will turn on. When it's inactive, the light will turn off. So I've basically got Snapdragons and Amis here, and they need... Snapdragons are fine with 14 hours of light, but Ami, I only really want 8 this time of year. So I'm going to meet in the middle at 10. Hope that's okay. Next year, I'm going to make sure that we only do same varieties in here. So if we have to do anything like this, you know, it's that bit more regimented. Yes, but it's going to be a lot of learning curves like this. But yeah, we're going to see what whacking a grow light does underneath. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much. We do have a smart meter, so I'm going to try and see if I can see how much extra energy this is using to see if it's worth it. Because obviously with running a business, like, if putting the grow lights on isn't worth it, more than so, you guys know what I mean. But there's a bit more to it, so let's set this up. Let's get it on and get it set up. So we have a light, and we have it. I'm going to move this around a bit. I got this the wrong way round, so I obviously turned it off when I wanted it on, and on when I turned it off. So sort that out, plug it all in, and make some adjustments. It's not perfect, guys, right? I will give some advice. If you're planning on doing this, I ordered one of these things, which is like, it's like a clip-on. But I needed 2. I needed one for each side of the grow light, so don't make the same mistake as I did. I'm going to order another one of these and get this better. But at the moment, I've just used a bit of string to tie this side up. Or let's zoom out there, this side up. Well, second hand, only about 25 quid. So they're not super expensive themselves. So with my wife's incredible ingenuity, we've managed to get it straight and flat, and we're only using one of the things, so I won't need to order another. We've gone on the 25% settings. It's about 12 inches from there, maybe 14 inches. So should be a safe height. And you've got this second hand. It was only about 25 quid, so they don't break the bank. But yeah, let's see how it does, and we'll keep you updated, and we'll check in a few weeks. So we're hoping that works, but we're not really sure. It does look like it's perked them up again, but it looks like we've had heavy losses on the actual seeds, like how many have actually germinated.
Although it'll be interesting to see if once the light's on them, new ones come through, because I feel like where it's been quite cold, I don't know if they still could come through potentially with a little bit of light, or whether...
Sorry, I panicked there.
Could come
Oh
through,
no, I left my mic.
potentially.
Well, I thought I left my mic over there, so I got me right.
I thought it was something I did that made you laugh.
No.
I wonder, because not as many actual seeds germinated, I think because of the cold weather, but
Yeah.
now we've got the light on it, I wonder if we'll get new ones potentially.
I hope so, because at the moment it looks like we've lost a lot, and the seeds aren't cheap, and so, you know, we're kicking ourselves that we didn't get it in the right time, but...
we definitely need to sow the overwinter seedlings a lot earlier, don't we, next year?
Yeah.
A lot
And our youngest starts... We're going to be really starting the business come January, and our youngest starts school, so we're hoping we've got more time.
snooze, you lose.
I know, hey? You cheeky little cunt. You may have seen flying around our heads starlings. Now this time of year, we get massive starling murmurations. And while we haven't managed to catch one of the big ones on camera, this week's something worth seeing is the starling murmurations and the holes they leave in the field. Let's go have a look. Something worth seeing this week, guys. Got it right that time? Yes, something worth seeing. When we, I'll stand right here because there's loads, but we started noticing these little holes in the field. We wondered what was doing it. We get these beautiful murmurations. They're still on the field now. If I turn around, you might be able to see them over there. But there is a bunch of birds, and Lou's got some wicked footage of them in slow-mo. So I'll play them. Actually, no, wait. I'm going to show you this first. Sorry, my camera works all over the place. Like, I'm going to show you the thing. And it's just really cool. The whole meadow is littered with it. And it's a really cool what it does to the meadow. So let me show you. The cat. But the whole field is just covered in the cat's following us. The whole field is covered in these little holes where the birds come in and dig down for the grubs. But these starlings, look, they're just about to fly past me now. Hopefully got that on camera. These starlings are doing wonders for our meadow, and probably why it is such a haven for biodiversity. I've been walking for a while, and look, I just point down, and they are absolutely everywhere. But not only do they add aeration to the soil, they help get rid of so many different types of pests. Yes. So I stacked it over the cat there. He's walking under my feet as I'm walking around. You fluffy cunt! Yeah, they help aerate the soil. They do so much good. They recycle nutrients, and there are a lot of drone flies around here, and they'll go in, they'll eat any larva they find. So it really is a net positive to have them here, and it's wonderful to see them here on the field. And now I'm going to show you Lou's footage she got over some nice music. I hope you enjoy what wicked animals these guys are, and how lucky we are to just have all this nature around us every day.
So before we get into the beautiful snowy montage, we wanted to talk to you about some channel changes we're looking to do.
Yeah, so first of all, we've shut off YouTube memberships. So for now, we're not against them, and I actually subscribe to a couple of creators myself, so I'm not against it in general. But what these creators do is they give value. They'll do behind the scenes, they'll do little extra bits for the community they've built. Whereas me and Lou, we can't do any of that. We haven't got the time between the flower farm, the vlogging, the kids, the small holding. You know, we just don't have the time to commit to doing that. And we didn't think, right, just having it open and getting money without giving any value. And obviously, if you did want to support us, when we've got the flower farm, we're going to be opening, we're going to be selling flowers by post box. So, you know, there's always that. If you wanted to support, you could support the business, but you don't have to. Just watching the videos, liking, commenting, sharing, that is enough for us. Yes! Yeah, my gosh! Bum in the face! Bum in the face! Yes!
We are also going to be changing our video schedule slightly. Now we're coming to that lovely time of year known as Christmas. So we'll be doing 2 videos a week in the lead up.
So there's a bunch of different videos coming. Our next one this Sunday is Rules and Red Tape, a beginner's guide to smallholding. We hope that you find it helpful. And then the other bit of channel news is we are going to end this year's Life in the Smallholding vlogs at episode 33. And then we're going to have a little break for Christmas. And then in the new year, we will have season 2 coming out, episode 1. So stay tuned for all that good jazz. Now, the snowy montage is nearly here. I know we've been hyping it up, so I hope you guys enjoy. But first, I did want to say a big thanks to all the likes on the last 2 vlogs. The first vlog got like 70 likes, or 72, and this vlog has got like 87, and now the first one's up to like 85. Loads of you liking the videos. It's really cool to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
So we do want to say thank you. If you've liked this video, obviously hit the like. If we can beat 87, that would be wild. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the snowy montage. Anything you want to add, Lou?
No.
You dirty
Enjoy.
bitch.
As we have had some snow, that means we've also had a frost, which means it has been time to pull up the Yakon and the Skirret we've all been eagerly awaiting for.
I've left the Ocker in for now, but I have pulled up the Yakon and the Skirret, and it was a mixed bag. Let's have a look.
The moment we've been waiting for frost. I'm going to leave the Ocker a little bit while. That can handle the frosts for a time, and that's still fattening up the tubers. But I am going to take the Yakon. We're going to take that in, take it inside, and then figure out what to do with it. And then I'm going to pull up the Skirret, Jerusalem artichoke. We're just going to cut that back, clear it up, and we're going to leave all of them underground and have them when we need them. But we must remember to take them up before they start growing, because we don't want many. We didn't really like them.
We don't need it. Well, we say that, but then we hadn't had a first frost.
Yeah.
And like a lot of things, the first frost potentially it'll be interesting to see if it's changed its taste. What's that?
That's some Ocker. We grew it here last year, but that'd be good to plant that on.
It would. It's like a nice one, that does.
So it's time to get the Skirret up. Fingers crossed that it's done well. So yeah, let's do this. Let's see how it gets on. Oh look, that's disappointing. There's not much on there at all. Because these are the bits you're supposed to eat, and I'd say we don't have enough to eat, but you can replant these for next year. So I think what I'll do is sort it out, get it ready for storing, and try and plant something next year. But that's a bit of a disappointment. I didn't think it had grown particularly well. Now next up is the Yakon. I'm more hopeful that this is going to get some good harvest. Famous last words. But let's, you cheeky cunts, let's dig them up and see what we're working with. Huge one, I've cut that in half. It'll wash off. You're supposed to be able to eat these raw, so let's give it a go. That's strange. It's definitely got the texture of an apple. The taste is like a parsnippy. It's kind of sweet. It's parsnippy. Nice, weren't expecting it. Nice. I've got all the Yakon here on the top, drying out, and they'll leave that for 48 hours, and it's supposed to sweeten up even more. So after 48 hours, we'll start cooking and making some stuff with this, and that will be in next week's vlog, using up the Yakon. But yeah, Yakon. We've got two varieties of this, a brown skinned one and a red skinned one. I'm not sure if there's going to be much difference in the taste. When we taste them, we'll let you guys know. Chuffed with them and looking forward to growing more. They're definitely going to be a new staple here on the Smallholding. We'll try and grow more each year. Boom.
I did actually replant the Skirret. It was.
You read it.
It can be better the second and third year. So I'll replant it, see what it does next year. Hopefully it does well.
Probably just need. That's like normal. When you think of I think of flowers though. Normally the good ones are 2 to 3 years to establish. So it seems it's just
a similar sort
needs
of
a bit
thing.
of time, doesn't it?
And that rounds up episode 30. Me and Lou did actually film in a snow blizzard for next week's, or for this Sunday's episode. Don't miss that. Here's a sneak peek. This is really hard, guys. We'll see you in the next one.